America, we've officially entered the era of fascist cosplay, where Homeland Security becomes a backdrop for MAGA influencers' photo op, and innocent American mothers become props in their authoritarian theater. Picture this. It's 6 a.m. in suburban California. The birds aren't even awake, but ICE is. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, yes, that Kristi Noem, the same one who killed her dog and bragged about it in a book, is decked out in a bulletproof vest and fake lashes, standing outside a family's home like she's auditioning for Real Housewives of a police state.
Secretary Kristi Noem took part in at least 2 ICE operations in Huntington Park this morning. One home belonged to a pregnant U.S. citizen whose husband is undocumented and was not home at the time agents arrived. NBC4's Sabrina Medina spoke with that woman, and he's live outside her home now. Mac.
That 28-year-old mother says she is expecting twins. She says she was shocked to see agents outside her home here this morning, but even more shocked to see that Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, was with those agents.
Inside that house, a terrified pregnant mother of 4, a U.S. citizen, completely innocent. Her crime? Living while Latina. At dawn, Sabrina Medina looked out the window of her Huntington, California home and saw 6 vehicles and roughly 10 ICE agents surrounding her house like it was a cartel hideout. I was just terrified, she told reporters. I was shaking. I was scared. I've never gone through anything like this.
Never heard that Kristi Noem is going to be at somebody's house. Whole team, a lot of people, like, raiding my house like it was a show.
Sabrina Medina showed us surveillance video of agents searching her Huntington Park home at 6 a.m. this morning. She captured Secretary Kristi Noem in the streets with agents. Other video shows Noem with members of her team putting vests on as agents moved into Medina's home and the home across.
She wasn't alone. Her children, young, innocent, still in pajamas, were inside. And ICE, they didn't care. They ordered her outside. Noem stood by, silent, hands on her hips, soaking up the cameras. And here's the kicker. When agents presented a warrant, it wasn't even for anyone inside the home. The man they were looking for, David Garcia, Sabrina's husband's name is George. They had the wrong person, the wrong house, and they still traumatized an entire family. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, it's because they have done this before, where they've gone after the wrong person, they were at the wrong house.
They had guns, and the other soldiers didn't want to put their guns down.
Agents caught Medina as she was in the shower and demanded she come out.
Throughout the whole process, they have to see me naked, you know. I'm getting changed. I feel humiliated. I'm pregnant. I'm scared. I'm shaking. Like, what's going on? What's going to happen to me? I feel like a criminal now. So I'm 4 months pregnant. I'm due on November 26th.
Pregnant with twins, she says agents were looking for her husband, Jorge Saldana, who she says is undocumented and did serve time for a violent offense. She did not want to tell us what offense. She shared this photo of him with the condition we blur his face. She says he wasn't home this morning. He had left last night after they argued over seeing federal agents surveying their home.
I thought my baby was going to come. I thought that with all this scaredness, my sugar was going to drop. I thought a lot of things, you know. I was very scared.
We should also point out that agents handed Medina a complaint, not a warrant. Medina still let them inside her house. We are told that we're not quite sure if any arrests were made at any of these 2 operations. We did.
Outside the house, a home surveillance camera recorded everything. But what it caught next was chilling. One of the ICE agents turned his face away from the camera deliberately, almost like he knew what they were doing was wrong. Why do they hide their faces? Because they're ashamed? Because they're cowards? Because deep down they know there's no going to be any reckoning. And then there's Kristi Noem, standing proudly in her military-style vest, looking every bit the influencer with a war fetish, not a federal agent, not a cop, just a political hack turned cosplay queen, exploiting state violence for campaign clicks. She never entered the home. She didn't de-escalate. She didn't protect anyone. She posed for photos while children cried. This is who MAGA wants in charge of Homeland Security. Later that day, Noem held a press conference to brag about the raid. She called it a success. But it wasn't just a press conference. It was turned into a full-on MAGA circus. California Senator Alex Padilla showed up to question the legitimacy of the raid and got shoved, manhandled, and detained on camera. An elected official from the state the raid happened in, detained. The message was loud and clear. This is our America now. Get in line or get cuffed. Even Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn couldn't hold back. I'm very disappointed in this government right now and what they're doing, she told KTLA. Meanwhile, back at Sabrina's home, the emotional damage was already setting in. She's 4 months pregnant, she has 4 children, and her husband George, who again is not David Garcia, may be deported any day now. I'm not going to be able to pay my rent, she said, voice breaking. My husband is not here. I don't know if they're going to go pick him up tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. It's sad. If he's deported, her only option is to uproot her children and follow him to Mexico, a country they've never lived in, a future built on fear, a life destroyed for nothing. So why was Kristi Noem even there? Because she's building her brand. Because fascism gets clicks now. But in MAGA America, abusing power is no longer a scandal. It's a strategy. This wasn't about justice. It wasn't about public safety. It was about spectacle. And the human cost be damned. This is the same Kristi Noem who bragged about killing her dog for being untrainable, lied about her record on abortion even as women in her state suffer, and now is turning ICE rage into press junkets. They call her Fascist Barbie, and at this point, even that might be too kind. We cannot accept a country where innocent families are terrorized by federal agents for the sake of a press release, where women and children are caught in the crosshairs of political ambition, where lies are louder than laws and cruelty is currency. Sabrina Medina deserves an apology. Her children deserve safety. And Kristi Noem deserves accountability. Call your representatives. Demand investigations. Share this story loudly and relentlessly. Because if we stay silent, these raids don't stop. They multiply. This is not a drill. This is fascism with a glam squad. And if we don't fight back now, we might not ever get the chance to later. So please, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, share this video out to people so people understand exactly what's going on now. And comment down below on your thoughts with ICE knocking on the wrong door.